In preparing for my first IPKO back in 2020, I did some research on the history of the parliamentary consultation within the kingdom, dating way back to 1970s. Since then, the kingdom has changed radically. Suriname left the constellation in 1975. Aruba attained its status apartis in 1986. And in 2010, Curacao and Sint Maarten gained more autonomy. If we look back at this shared history of us in the kingdom parliaments, a few things become clear. I will just mention two examples. Since 2010, 12 years and a number of IPKO's have passed, and yet we don't have a dispute regulation, a geschillenregeling. And since 2020, 2 years and 4 IPKO's have passed, and without us reaching an agreement on the CRE, the CHE, the COHO, and now we call it the COHO 2.0. And if we listen to the contents of my colleague MP Sarah Westcott-Williams in her opening speech in January of 2019 when we hosted IPKO here in Sint Maarten, everything she mentioned back then is still relevant today. Now, what does this mean, ladies and gentlemen? Could it be that this history of ours is trying to teach us a lesson? Could it be that there is something bigger going on that needs to be addressed than the dispute regulation or a COHO? Are we busy dwelling with the kraan open? Suriname leaving the kingdom in 1975, Aruba leaving the Netherlands Antilles in 1986, and its remnants being dismantled in 2010. What does this really tell us? Have we, with the best intentions in the world via the contact plan, POC, and IPKO meetings, been trying to make an unworkable structure work all these decades? And have we, by doing so, been avoiding dealing with the proverbial elephant in the room at all this time? During my first IPKO, I made a statement. I hoped it would be my first and last IPKO. And that was not because I don't value the dialogue between us as kingdom partners, or because I don't enjoy being in the company of my fellow colleagues in the Caribbean and across the Atlantic. No, they are my colleagues. That's not what I mean by that. I made that statement because I believe that history is trying to tell us that we cannot continue with business as usual within the kingdom for the next 68 years. We cannot continue without addressing the fundamental issues that have led to disputes within the kingdom and the changes that resulted from these disputes.